Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, all you thought criminals. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. From Fox News, Senator Graham says if Trump is indicted, there will be riots in the street. I have to say this up front because this is YouTube, and they're looking for any means possible to get rid of conservative commentary. I am not calling for violence, nor am I advocating it in this entire episode. Make that perfectly clear. I'll probably have to say it 2 or 3 more times. I'm afraid there'll be a crap storm. FBI advised Facebook about so-called Russian propaganda threats prior to the 2020 election. I am not a big fan of Lindsey Graham. I think he's slippery and slimy, but doesn't mean he's always wrong. Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina, criticized what he views as a 2-tiered legal system in favor of President Biden against former President Trump on Saturday night in America. Now, that's true. People see all the Hillary Clinton nonsense with the server and the emails and the busted Blackberries. See dozens and dozens of people that have lied under oath to Congress. Almost all Democrats. Nothing happens to them. Nothing. But then you'll turn around and put Pierre Navarro in chains in an airport. You'll indict and then bring to trial and being convicted Steve Bannon for not waiting for Trump's okay on the executive privilege to testify, which he got. And they said, too bad, we're going to arrest you anyway. There's a lot of people whose lives have been ruined because the Democrats went after them. It's called the punishment is the process, where it'll cost you your entire life savings, everything, your retirement, and you'll still be in debt just to say, oops, sorry, we knew you were innocent, but too bad, because we get our side gets paid for by taxpayer dollars, yours doesn't. Host Trey Gowdy began the segment with a viral clip of Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg revealing on Joe Rogan podcast that the FBI warned Facebook about so-called Russian propaganda. And, of course, Zuckerberg said on Joe Rogan they didn't list Hunter Biden's laptop specifically, but, wink, wink. Leading the tech giant suppressed stories about Hunter Biden's laptop, and Twitter suppressed it completely. The new couples of reports the FBI raid on Trump's Mar-a-Lago home led Graham to suggest there is a double standard in federal enforcement that would inspire violence in response. Again, I am not calling for violence. I'm condemning it. Most Republicans, including me, believes when it comes to Trump, there is no law. It's all about getting him. There's a double standard when it comes to Trump. What happened with Hunter Biden is that the FBI weighed in to make sure the story didn't break before the 2020 election. We now have whistleblowers in the FBI telling Senator Grassley they were told to slow down and back off of Hunter Biden. And I'll say this. If there is a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, there will be riots in the streets. Again, I am not calling for riots or violence. There's a 2-tier justice system when it comes to Washington and the FBI. We all know that. But I am going to say this. If he's indicted, i.e., meaning Donald Trump, there'll be a huge storm. I'll tell you right now. It'll be on a scale never seen before in this country. 30, 40, 50, maybe even more millions of people will come out and protest. It'll make the Million Man March look like a joke. It'll make the protest in Poland at the end of the Soviet Union look like a joke. It'll make every single protest you've seen organized in this country will look like nothing compared to this. You'll have 1, 2, maybe even 3 million people encircle a city. They'll do it because they see it's a 2-tier justice system. People lied and manipulated evidence. Look what happened to Hunter Biden. That's all true. The Senate repeated his warning there would be riots if Trump is prosecuted. I pray there isn't riots, but protesting, yes. If they try to prosecute President Trump for mishandling classified information after Hillary Clinton set up a server in her basement, there literally will be riots in the streets. I worry about our country. I do as well. And then he went on, if you want to read it, he criticized the pullout in Afghanistan, which was a total cluster. If Joe Biden doesn't regret what he did in Afghanistan, he really is deaf, dumb, and blind. And let's go back to the original premise. What will happen if President Trump is indicted? Think about that for a minute. Are the Democrats that crazy? Are the Democrats that stupid? Are they willing to burn it all down since they can't have it? The power, I mean? I don't think he'll be indicted before Election Day, that's for certain. That's just my opinion, but the odds are against it. And once the Republicans have control of the House, which there's a more than excellent chance they will, probably about a 60-65% chance of taking over the Senate. It'll be gridlock, and that's good because the founders wanted gridlock. That way one side doesn't go too far. There'll be millions in the streets, and God knows what will happen if BLM and or Antifa types confront these protesters. There was hardly any that went up the Capitol steps and went into the Capitol during the so-called insurrection Capitol riot. It'll make that look like a joke. It would be incredible. It will never have happened in U.S. history. There'll be millions in the streets, and I mean millions. It'll be out of control. The stock market will tank. National Guard will be everywhere. It will look like a police state. And they won't be able to handle the tens of millions that will travel anywhere after this. Even the people that are iffy on Donald Trump and many that didn't even like him will side with them. It'll be a political bloodbath. Are the Democrats, they paint themselves into a corner? Is this the large, powerful, wounded animal lashing out in its last gasp before it dies? I sure as hell hope not. I pray that they don't. I think they have a nothing burger. But it's very easy to indict somebody. The old saying goes, you can indict a ham sandwich. It'll be the biggest trial in U.S. history. It'll make the OJ trial look like a joke. It's something that I can't even comprehend what will happen. And God only knows the harm that will be caused and the life that will be lost. Even in peaceful protests for that many people, something's bound to happen. And if I know the Democrats, like I do, at least at the national level, those millions of people peacefully protesting will be challenged. And they'll make them react to physical violence, which I condemn again, just to get them to look bad. The Democrats are in their death throes. Now they're the most dangerous. The Democrats are as dangerous as they were in the 1860 when Lincoln won the presidency and the Democrats, major states in the South, seceded from the Union. We are at that point now. Pray for our country. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.